back to Foster English. Today we're going to be looking at three very common prepositions. Remember that prepositions are generally used in prepositional phrases, at least when they have the context that we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be looking at three of the most common prepositions, and each of them are commonly used as prepositions of time and prepositions of place. Very commonly, they're used in terms of scheduling and giving directions. So we're going to look at in, on, and at in these two contexts today. If you think of in, on, at being part of a target or a bullseye, like a dartboard, and you think of three areas or three concentric circles, by far the largest of these circles would be the outermost circle, and that would be the realm or the area for in. First, let's look at in, on, at in terms of being prepositions of time. If you're thinking of large expanses of time, from the idea of time itself, us existing in time in this concept, to measures of time being we exist in this eon, this era, we're in this millennium, we're in this century, we're in this decade, we're in this year, even we're in this month, and we're in this week. We've gone from as far out as we can possibly imagine, and we've gone all the way down to the measure of a week. All of this uses the preposition in. So I could say in the year 2023, in the month of June, in the second week of June, and all of that would be grammatically correct. In, down to on. On is the next circle within these concentric circles, within this target or this bullseye. On is used specifically for day. On this day. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The exception, on the weekend. And I could also say on Saturday or on Sunday, but I could also say I will meet you on the weekend. I wouldn't say in the weekend, and I wouldn't say at the weekend. So it's still on. Also for holidays, on Christmas, on Thanksgiving. If it's a longer holiday, we probably wouldn't say in, we would probably say during, sometime during this holiday. But anyway, we're getting a little sidetracked here. The point is, the next of the concentric circles is on, and it's specifically for days of the week. So either numbered days within a month, or specific named days as holidays, or days within a week. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on the 3rd, on the 17th, not on the 42nd, because there's no 42nd day unless you're measuring from the anyway. And then, once we're down to the measure of the day, the next concentric circle, the innermost target, the bullseye, is specifically the specific time. At is reserved for very specific times. At noon, at dawn, at midday, at midnight, at 6, at 7:45 p.m. Note, once we get to the level of the day and we want to talk about chunks of time again, it goes back to in. So that is a little bit complicated. And if you have to go there, then this is how you would do that, right? I will meet you on Monday in the morning at 7. But just remember, and the same sort of applies once we get to the context of place, that once you arrive at a location, or once you arrive at your desired destination, whether time or place, you may have to think in terms of expanding back to a larger time frame or a larger frame of reference again. In, on, at. And in the context of the day, on Monday, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, at 5 o'clock, at 3, at 6:47 and 32 seconds, so whatever it is. So now let's look at that same kind of idea, but in terms of place, in terms of space, in terms of location. So if we go out as far as we can imagine, we are members, we are a species, we are human beings in this universe, this vast, expansive universe. And then we can shrink it down. We can go down to in the Milky Way galaxy, we could be in the solar system, we could be on Earth, but we could also be members in this world together, right? We're somewhere in the world. And this would also apply to other conceptual worlds. If you are playing a video game and you are immersed in the world of the game, then you would be in that world once you are on this planet. In the continent, in the country, in the city, in the neighborhood, until we get on the street. And specifically, we're using on only for streets generally when we're talking about directions or places, right? On Main Street, on the highway, I'm driving on the highway, but on is for sort of street level conceptual space. And then once you arrive at a specific destination, you are at that location, you are at that specific address. And then you might enter the building and you are in the building. And if the building has many floors, you might go on the second floor, on the fifth floor. And then you will meet in an office, right? Go to office 205. Great, I'm going to go on to the second floor. I'm going to press number 2, and now I'm on the second floor. And now I'm here. I'm at office 205. We have this idea of this concentric circles, concentric spheres, until something is established, and then it expands again. And then it gets specified down and expands again and specified down, and that's how these 3 prepositions of time and place work. If you have questions, you can write them in the comment section below, or you can reach me here at Foster English in some capacity. Please like, share, subscribe, communicate, because that is what this is all about.